It's honestly a bit grim outside today, so I'm going to keep this short and sweet because it is starting to rain. But I'm not in London today, I'm in Southampton with a pumpkin cream cold brew because I need to stay alive somehow. Anyway, I'm in Southampton because I'm going to the Mayflower Theatre today. I haven't been there in over a year. The last time I was at the Mayflower was like July 2022 for School of Rock, which was amazing, but I wasn't vlogging at that point, so you didn't see it. And though I haven't been to the Mayflower in like ages, I also haven't sat in the dress circle like ever, and that's where my seat is, so I'm really excited to see what it's like up there. Every single time in the past I've sat in the stalls, so this is going to be really fun. But you know, new adventures because new places. I literally have not been here in so long, but you know, it's fine. We'll figure it out. I'm just gonna chill out, hang out. You know, I've never actually seen any kind of Goes Wrong play. I do want to see the one that's in London, although this was closer and more convenient for this time. But I do have plans to go to the play that goes wrong in London, but for now, it's this one. Somewhere a little closer to home and more familiar. Yep, after all this time, I still remember where the theatre is. Which I'm very glad about, because I'm never really that good with directions. Listen, I know it's Halloween, but Christmas candles are always the best. I just love candles. Piss off, is it 20 quid for a candle? I found Winnie the Pooh, but he's naked. I'm so immature, but I love looking at plushies. I just love plushies, really. Now this is the real king of the plush pile. I want him, but he's too expensive. But he's very cute. And he deserves to be the king of this. That Moomin plush was 45 quid. What kind of expensive dimension have I stepped into? I need self-control, I need self-control, I need self-control. But they also have Gonzo from the Muppet Christmas Carol, and I've told you how much I like that, but oh my god. No, I can't. I've got too much to pay for already. I can't do this. I'm being 100% serious. I had to physically pull myself away from those Funko Pops. Otherwise I would have been uncontrollable. So I'm outside to get some fresh air. That was too much excitement. But anyway, now I think it's about time I head over to the theatre because I don't have that long until I guess the doors open. So I'm gonna do that and I'll see you in there. After a little bit of getting lost, because Google Maps stopped working, I am here. It's the first time I've ever been upstairs in this theatre. I think I mentioned that because I'm sat in the dress circle, and like every other time I have been here, I have been in the stalls. So I'm in the bar right now because the doors aren't open, so I've got myself a little drinky. Oh my god, the alcohol prices are so much cheaper here than in London. This was like nearly a fiver, basically a fiver. I went to London on Tuesday for Operation Mincemeat. That sangria that I had was like 13 quid, I want to say. But I do have my programme. I was thinking about going back for those Funko Pops, but I saw another shopping centre and I thought, maybe they're cheaper in there, who knows? Me complaining about 20 quid candles and then is fine when I see a 15 quid Funko Pop. That's just how I roll, really, isn't it? Whilst I'm editing this, I realised I never told you what show I was seeing. The fact that I said I've never gone to any Goes Wrong show before, or you may have gotten a glimpse of the Peter Pan Goes Wrong programme. Yes, that's what I was seeing. Now, you've just seen a view from my seat. It was a good seat, okay? But it felt a little bit far back because of how wide the space is, but it was alright. As you can see, though, I did have a very fun time filming the little car shenanigans. Coming at you in the interval. It is ridiculous. But it's so funny. It's so, like, I feel like it's mainly aimed towards children, but obviously there's adult humour in it, whatever. But I feel like a child again, and it's an amazing feeling, so I'm having a great time. And I might be a little bit tipsy, but that's okay. That's allowed. So I got ice cream, and then it dawned on me. Americans don't have interval ice cream. Broadway, I am appalled. One other thing that I just hate about Broadway theatres is that they open 30 minutes before the show and there's no foyer. You walk in and it's the auditorium. I'd love to go to Broadway, but oh my god, fix it. Fix it. We do things right. We do things right. Also, £3. Rivals the Back to the Future in £5.50. I'm a little bit riled up if you can't tell. I'm having a great time, you know. Complaining about Broadway theatres over, but I'd love to go to the Eugene O'Neill because Book of Mormon's playing there. Speaking of, my friend Danielle's at Book of Mormon right now. Don't know why that was relevant, but she is. I've got 2 hours till my train. I'm not going back for the Funko Pops. I'm not doing it. Self-control. I might be going back. You know, maybe feeding myself is a lot more important than silly plastic figures. So I'm at Pizza Hut because you have no clue how much I love unlimited salad stuff, but I've got absolutely ages, so this does not mean that those Funko Pops are completely off the table, because it's taking everything to not go and buy them right now. You know, this just feels right. It feels a lot more sensible than buying a Funko Pop. My hair is in the process of being dyed, like it's bleached. I've bleached it. I look insane. It looks like candy floss, but I promise I am going to change the colour. It's been 3 weeks since I went to see Peter Pan, and in those 3 weeks, oh boy, there's been a lot that's happened. So I have been busy with work, which is why I didn't film this straight away, but then my phone broke. The phone that I use to film most of my videos gave up. It's gone. It's done. And because it was so fucked, I couldn't transfer any of my data over. So I had to very, very, very meticulously recover the vlog part of this video, so I knew that filming this wouldn't be a total failure. So, you know, I've managed to re-edit the first bit. That's what you've just seen. And here's me, nearly 3 weeks later, sat on my bed, having put my new posters up, finally, to talk about it. So I wasn't gonna treat this like my normal reviews, where I go through pretty much every single performer and, like, compliment them and criticize them and anything that I want to do, thoughts and feelings, whatever. I don't think I'm gonna structure this the same way, because it's a show that's aimed at children. I know that, and I knew that going into it, but I feel like maybe it's like a child's version of The Play That Goes Wrong, because I haven't seen The Play That Goes Wrong, but I feel like that one's a lot more aimed at adult audiences, and while Peter Pan Goes Wrong did have some cracking adult humour in it, it's definitely like children's entertainment that adults can enjoy, and I definitely did, especially because I was a little bit tipsy. But blame that on the cheap alcohol prices, okay? It's not my fault. I could get like 3 drinks at the Mayflower for 1 in London, so... You know, it's good times. I didn't really save any money in that aspect, but oh well. The cast as a whole, and that's sort of all I'm really gonna touch on, were fantastic. So I am gonna sort of just talk about the cast as a whole, and I think that's pretty much how I'm gonna structure it. Because most of them, you know, in their characters are actors playing characters in a show aimed at children. Like, that's their character. Their character isn't Wendy Darling or anything. Their character is the person playing Wendy Darling, if you see what I mean. Because as I mentioned, like at the start of the show, when you're sitting in the auditorium, the show hasn't even started yet, and the actors are running around, the tech crew's running around, like they're just treating it like they are putting on a show. You, as an audience member, have gone to see Peter Pan. That's it. You've gone to see a local production of Peter Pan. These aren't Wendy Darling, they're not Peter Pan, they're just normal people, you know, they're just actors. So they're actors playing characters, which is so clever, and I love it. Which is kind of why I like the little setups at the beginning, where things are already starting to go a little bit wrong, or they haven't got everything set up before the audience come in. So that was very clever. I really just realised how confusing it is to explain who the actors are playing in this show. Like, that's crazy. Anyway, one thing I'm going to compliment literally the whole company on is playing the actor character, and then playing the character. Because, as I said, they had adult humour all over this thing. There was this whole bit where the actress playing Wendy was like sleeping with the guy who played Peter Pan, and then there was a lot of cheating going on and a little bit of like, who did this, you know? There was a whole like make-out session on the stage with this sort of plot. And completely broke character. Like, they were their actor character, not their Peter Pan character. So I feel like the contrast between, you know, the actor that they were playing and the character that they were playing as that actor was so funny. Like, for example, like when she's back to playing Wendy Darling, she is Wendy Darling, you know, she's a bit more child-friendly and a bit more like, okay, I'm putting on this play for children that children are gonna love, and then when the whole, like, I don't know, sex scandal bit comes out, she just goes off the walls. So I think the contrast was really, really funny, and the breaking character, while intentional, was also really enjoyable. Because it was almost like they had two characters, like two different personalities, you know. Like they'd say something and then realise, oh shit, we're in front of an audience, and then just revert back to what they're supposed to do. So I think that was really, really clever, and I love the way that the cast list is done in the programme, because they have the actor names, so like the names of the actors in the show, who they play in the context of Peter Pan, and then just the real life actor next to them. Like, that's a really good way of crediting it, because it almost feels like you're just reading the programme of this Peter Pan show that this theatre group are putting on. It's great immersion. I also think the audience participation bit is very clever, because honestly, if you went to a play and it was going this wrong, you would have audience participation. Like, audiences would be yelling, screaming stuff out to the actors. The actors might even be talking to the audience members, which did happen at one point. So yeah, I think the immersion, 10 out of 10, it's wonderful. Now, there is one guy that I would like to shout out, and it's because I kind of relate to him in a way. I have done performing in my life, I will say that, you know, I did performing arts in college, but now I'm sort of very set on being behind the scenes, you know, tech, lighting, heck, even just doing front of house work, you know. I'm very set on that. And in the show, there is a technician, a theatre tech, who is played by an actor, but his character in the show is the technician for this show, this Peter Pan show. And he is a lot of the reasons that it goes wrong, but also, like, you know, he appears to the audience obviously when he's not supposed to, because he's backstage crew, you're not supposed to see him, but yet you do. And at one point he ends up playing Peter Pan because they get horribly injured. And he's sort of like, he doesn't have stage fright, but he just genuinely does not know what to do, because it's like performing is just not the thing. Because I feel like if you're someone behind the scenes, it's like you want to perform but you don't know how to, so you just kind of settle for being backstage and you actually enjoy it. So yeah, he was one of my favourites, like 10 out of 10 for that characterisation as well, because he's the only character that's like a little bit different from the other ones, if that makes sense. Of course, they had a few like other backstage characters helping him out, but like he was the one that really stood out to me. Also, by the way, the guy that played Trevor the Techie is Jake Burgum. I'll put his picture up here because he was absolutely wonderful and honestly one of the highlights for me. Another one of the highlights who had the right amount of audience interaction, and he was actually the director of this Peter Pan show, who also played Captain Hook, so give a big round of applause for Jack Michael Stacey. So honestly, those two were just incredible, and they sort of made the show for me. I mean, everyone was wonderful, as I said, but they really made the show for me. I don't know if anything that I just waffled on about makes sense, and in the edit, I promise that I will try and make it make sense, because the way of describing who the characters are playing is so difficult, but they set up a lot of things at the start, like, this is a local community theatre production, we're doing an announcement. So they set up a thing like, you know, one character has stage fright, one character has to use headphones to listen for his lines because he hasn't memorised them, and then the whole joke is that because he has a crush on the actress playing Wendy, he's actually memorised all of Peter Pan's lines, because he wanted to play Peter Pan. So, you know, there's just little details that get set up at the start and then it's just sort of a running joke. I think what's crazy about, like, the adult humour in the show is that obviously kids aren't really going to understand what it means to sleep with someone, but, you know, if they see that someone's kissing and someone else doesn't like it, like, kids are still going to understand that part of the humour. So, you know, everything's still funny to the children. There's not bits that kids will be like, "Mummy, why are you laughing?" What was that? You know what I mean? Like, you know, it's enjoyable for literally everyone, and it was enjoyable for me. So I think I will be going to the play that goes wrong just to see what's different, what's up with it, see if it's a bit more adult than Peter Pan Goes Wrong. Because as I said, I think the Peter Pan one was done as a more child-friendly version, but again, I have absolutely no clue. Next time you will see me, I will be at Jersey Boys this week and I will be at Book of Mormon, so I will see you then. This is going to be my second time seeing the new cast at Mormon and my first ever time seeing Jersey Boys from Connor's recommendation. Anyway, that's going to be it for this Peter Pan waffle. This was my little closeout to the Peter Pan vlog, and also why I look like a pot of cotton candy. That's not what British people call it. I don't care. Okay, I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye!